credit remediation, micro mortgage financing, down payment assistance, credit builder assistance, and agent matching. So tonight's topic is homeownership and creating a healthy mindset with our guest speaker, Ms. Hawkins. But first, we have our sister company, Debt Cleanse president, Mr. Tony on the line. He's going to give you guys a little more information about Debt Cleanse. So without further ado, Mr. Silence.
Thank you, Sade. And yes, thank you for taking the time out and being with us this evening. I'm excited to be a part of tonight's broadcast. I know these are every Wednesday. A great conversation. And in regards to Debt Cleanse, as Sade said, I want to give you a little bit of a backstory. So Debt Cleanse has been in business since 2018. Over the last 4 years, we've helped over 1,000 members. And our focus is truly our mission, which is to free the U.S. of debt. We truly believe that there is a crisis going on right now. And it's not a health crisis, it's a financial crisis. And millions are struggling out there. And unfortunately, the vast majority of us, we just don't know where to go to get good financial advice, to get direction, guidance in regards to credit situations that may be holding us back, whether it's home ownership, which is, I know many of you on this call, this is what it's all about. But it could be the littlest things. It could be just simply looking to get furniture and getting a really high interest rate to approval for interest, not able to get the 0% that they always offer on TV. But so many out there are struggling right now. And unfortunately, unless you have background experience in education and consumer protection law, you may not know all of the laws that are out there to protect you as the consumer. So that's what we do at Debt Cleanse. We truly help our members work through their issues, whether it's a credit issue, it could be a creditor dispute, it could be a situation where there's a negative mark on their credit that's holding them back. We provide you access to consumer protection attorneys that actually work directly with you on your situation and help you resolve your credit issues. There are tens of millions out there that are struggling today, and in the end, we can provide that assistance to get them onto a path of financial health. And I think that is something that all of you are probably interested in. And if you have a situation on your credit report, or you have something that you're dealing with, a creditor, it could be a garnishment, it could be evictions, it could be a foreclosure, it could be all kinds of legal issues that you may have had to address in the end that's holding you back right now. We can provide you access to a consumer protection attorney that can help with that. We also have extensive tools that we also provide all of our members. These tools include monitoring, so that you can monitor your credit, monitor your social security number, dark web monitoring, know if and when a password is being used. How many of us have gotten an email from Google over the last, I believe, week telling us that our information has been shared out there? Tens of millions of accounts were actually shared last week over the dark web. And unfortunately, many of us have had our passwords shared. And in the end, it just takes somebody with a little bit of background and savviness to come in. And unfortunately, they could potentially, even steal our identity. And that's just one of the protections that we have at Debt Cleanse. So we have a slew of tools. We have an incredible access where we appoint you to an attorney that works with you on all of your credit issues. But we've been doing this for over 4 years. And we've just added additional services that we provide our members, and we offer our services at a reasonable rate for people. So it's really reasonable for the vast majority, because we truly believe we're the biggest secret in financial services, and we want to help more. So hopefully that's something you're interested in. If you have any questions for me, or if there's anything I can answer in regards to our services, it could be in regards to access, but in the end, just want to take a couple minutes and answer any questions that the group may have. While I look for that, I am going to put my email address in the chat. So after tonight's call, if anyone wants to reach out to me directly with any questions, feel free to do so. It's tony@debtcleanse.com. So I'll be available for anyone that has any questions, but wanted to see any questions out there. You're making this easy.
Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate you coming on. It looks like we did have one question, but you answered it. It was about your information. So we really do appreciate you coming on. And oh, we do have another question. What about medical collections?
Yes, so that is definitely one of the areas that we talk about actually. So unfortunately, what we have come to find out throughout the pandemic is that medical debt is actually one of the fastest growing aspects of debt that consumers are dealing with. Right now, consumer debt is over $15.6 trillion. Most people don't know this. If we were asked what the national debt was, I bet you everyone on the call would probably guess around 30 trillion. But very few of us ever hear anyone reference the consumer debt. Well, a large percentage of that over the last year has been in medical debt. And unfortunately, what we're finding is that individuals throughout the pandemic had to go into the emergency room, had a hospital stay. And unfortunately, what you come to find out is you leave the hospital and you could find yourself thousands, in some cases, tens of thousands in debt. And it's not just the uninsured or the underinsured, it's actually people with medical insurance coming out of the hospital. So that is definitely a lesson from the pandemic. And many are struggling with this. That is just one of the areas that we offer guidance on. We also help with student loan debt, foreclosures, evictions. It could be predatory loans, such as some of the ones that are out there, payday loans. It could be a situation with an eviction. It could be a situation with, a garnishment of wages. It could be a potential lawsuit. But in the end, we provide services in all of these areas. Another one I would mention is student loan debt. That's another area that's really growing at a fast rate. Just in the last 3 years, people are finding that in many cases, tuition is almost double for a graduate today. And unfortunately, what we find with student loan debt is the vast majority are graduating, getting the perfect job, and in the end, they're in a position where they still are unable to pay back their student loan debt. So we do give advice and help with that as well.
You don't hit the prompt and stuff. So I keep.
Oh, sorry. So that's just one of the areas that we work on. But as regard to medical debt, that's absolutely something that we can give advice on.
Thank you, Mr. Silas. I do have one more question. As of 7/1, can this still be held against you when buying a home? Does it have to fall off the credit report? So she was referring to the medical bill, medical collections.
So if it's on your credit report, then it's shared. So if you have a copy of your of your credit report and it shows the medical debt on there, then that is being shared. So anything that is on that credit report is shareable, and it's accessible to anyone that's looking into your credit. So just please know that. But if you do have it on there, obviously that is something that we can help you address. We can give legal advice on medical debt. And also there are potential options for you if and when you are running across medical debt or issues in that area. So we can definitely provide advice.
Thank you, Mr. Flowers. So, she didn't have a question. I was gonna say, looks like we have one more question, but never mind. Thank you so much, Mr. Salas, for the great information that you've given us and that you gave us tonight. If anybody is interested, please leave your name and number in the chat, your name in the chat, and we'll get back to you tomorrow.
Thanks, everyone.
So without further ado, I'm going to introduce our guest speaker tonight, Ms. Hawkins. But first, here's a short bio. Kenya S. Hawkins inherits her passion for real estate from her grandparents, Alexandra James and Ruby Rose Harris, both of whom were well respected in the Hyde Park neighborhood for their keen real estate investments. Her vision is to educate and ensure each client is equipped with knowledge and resources to achieve home ownership, and more importantly, generational wealth by way of investing in property. As a lifelong resident of Chicago, she is uniquely suited to finding you the right investment you may also call home. So without further ado, here's Ms. Hawkins.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. So I'm going to share my screen. So tonight we're going to cover home ownership and creating a healthy mindset. As Sade shared with you guys, I am a Southside resident, High Park, Kenwood Bronco, graduated from Kosminski Elementary School. I am a third generation real estate visionary, thanks to my grandparents and my mother. And I am a real estate broker with Exit Strategy Realty. And my goal is, and my vision is, I see home ownership for you. So I am the queen of real estate visioning. And what that means is I approach home ownership from a mental health perspective, creating a healthy mindset, manifestation, and visioning. So we're going to cover Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We'll go through property types, the buy-in process, which would be a quick run through of the buy-in process. And we'll have an activity where you will create your dream home vision board. And then we'll do question and answers. So here is the Maslow hierarchy of needs. So this was created by Abraham Maslow. He believed that for human beings to reach the highest level, which is self-actualization, that these are the basic needs that we needed. And I strongly believe that home ownership gives you will fulfill these basic needs, I believe. But also too, in having home ownership, we have to have the right mindset. So starting from the bottom going up, there are physiological needs, safety needs, love and belonging, esteem, and the highest is self-actualization. So physiological needs. Physiological needs, food, water. I have shelter and bowl because that's home ownership. It definitely provides you shelter, sleep, excretion, and it says etc. So home ownership provides you with permanent shelter. First and foremost is permanent shelter. You don't have to worry about relocating as long as you do what you need to do as a homeowner, which is make sure that your mortgage and taxes are paid, and that you are a productive asset to the community that you move into. But that is what home ownership gives you, and it gives you a safe space so that you can enjoy the physiological needs such as food, water, sleep, etc. So we're going to go through safety needs. So safety needs, personal security, employment, and resources are in bold because these are very, very important to home ownership. And also if you want to become an investor, health and property. So personal security, we have 3 here. So neighborhood characteristics. When you are thinking about where you want to live, where you want to purchase, because this is a long-term purchase, that talks about housing tenure. So you're going to be here for a minute. So you really need to go to those neighborhoods, look at the characteristics of the neighborhoods, do your research. Now, working with a realtor can give you, some information, will take you to see properties, but you definitely need to do your research. So if it's driving in the morning, going in the afternoon, riding back through at night, really understanding the neighborhood, talking to the neighbors that are outside, introducing yourself so you can get a feel for the neighborhood. Housing conditions. Think about whether or not do you want a turnkey? So that's just you can move in and just get planted, or do you want something where you're going to, do some work? Think about what type of housing conditions that you want when you're thinking of home ownership. Employment is really key because what lenders are going to look at is your work history, how much you're earning, and how long you have, again, work history, how long you've been on the job, and your wages. So employment is very key. And if you are independent contractor, definitely have your records on point. For those who work and get W-2s, be able to access your W-2s. So if your job has a portal, anything like that, start downloading those W-2s. I encourage everyone to create a folder on your desktop, or even if it's on your phone, where all of these documents are stored. Now, if you're an independent contractor and you're using Zelle, Cash App, if you do hair, just anything, nail technician, where you are independent contractor, again, make sure that you're working with your accountant to make sure everything is on point. And if you're using your Zelle, Cash App, make sure that it is reflected on your bank statements, because when you're working with a lender, they're going to want to know how are you earning your income. Health. Home ownership is tied to better physical health. It doesn't matter, especially studies show that if you purchase later in life, that home ownership increases your health, your vitality. But overall, purchasing a home does, provide you with better health because therefore you're secure. That's that safety. So your mental is not worried about whether or not you have somewhere to stay, whether or not you're safe, whether or not you're rooted, because this is something that you've already done. And using your resources. My turn to own, we just learned about debt cleanse. I've just talked about the lender. And of course, your girl, Queen of Real Estate Visioning, your realtor. Your realtor is a great resource to help you in finding the right property. Belongingness and love needs. So strong bonds, love relationships. Relationships are key when you are moving into a community engagement. You know, we love to say that neighborhoods used to be together. It took a village to raise a child. All of the old school rituals that we say that we don't have anymore. But that's not always true. It really depends on the community that you are going into, and it's on you too. What are you bringing into the community? Are you becoming a nuisance, or are you an addition? Are you going to the block club meetings? Are you going to the CAPS meetings? And if your block does not have a block club, are you interested in starting one? Systemic engagement, that's working with Chicago Police Department, your streets and sanitation, those who come in from city services to help you take care of your neighborhood. What is your relation like with them? Do you know your beat officer? Hey, when they come through, the mail lady, mailman, do you give them a gift for Christmas? Belongingness and love needs is really, really important and really, really, really key in building up vibrant, healthy communities so that you can have these healthy relationships. So, again, when you're thinking about becoming a homeowner and the communities you want to go into, disregard what the news says about where we are, what's not being done. But this is where you can think about what you can do to improve your community and, more importantly, improve your quality of life, because again, this is a long-term purchase. You're going to be there for a while. Home ownership is the best way ever to boost your esteem, and it's something that you're doing for you. And we want to make sure that you understand that you have to take pride in home ownership. It produces a level of respect for you. It says that you got your things together. You understand the importance of being a homeowner, the power that property has, but also too, we want to make sure that you understand property maintenance. That's a huge esteem need. You know, when you bought the building, have you done anything around the building or the home since you bought it? You can see buildings, but also too, let me go back with property maintenance. It helps if you do decide that maybe you do want to sell. It helps you with the value of the home. That way you don't have to cut yourself because you haven't maintained the property. And it shows to your neighbors that you are a great homeowner. You are you're vested in the neighborhood. You take pride in your home. You take pride in your neighborhood. So keeping your lawn maintenance, making sure the tuck pointing on your building is okay. Um, you know, we are Chicagoans. We love our porches. But if you got a back porch, can your company go to the back porch? Do you have to be in the front of the house? Or is it really necessary that you have to barbecue in front of the house? Or when the elders are coming, are you asking your guests to move? If you have children, are you asking them to help, let's say, Miss Ruby get in and out of the car, take her groceries? These are all things that feeds into esteem needs and feed into taking pride in home ownership. And again, I can't stress enough having a wealth mindset. This is an investment that you should definitely take care of. You should respect it. And then you will see how your community also respects you. Now, I know we love our Ring cameras and you can go on your phone while you out and see who's coming in your house. But let me tell you something. It's nothing like a neighbor who likes you, who's going to watch that home better than a Ring camera and your children. So, current real estate trends. So, what are the advantages? So, the advantages are first and foremost generational wealth. You are creating generational wealth for your family and more so for yourself. You're becoming an investor, a homeowner. You can use this property to leverage your finances and build up your credit so that you can maybe purchase another property if you choose to. Current real estate trends, a lot of people are relocating from Illinois. So now homes are becoming available in communities that you never would have thought of. A Chicago staple are bungalows and two flats, and a lot of them are starting to come back to the market because, again, people are relocating or they're inheriting properties, and they just don't. They probably are well established and they just want to sell maybe grandma's or granddad's building, and it could be a great opportunity for you. And home ownership programs. There are so many home ownership programs right now that can assist you with closing costs, down payments, can get you started. Just like, for example, where we are right now, my turn to own, that want to see people that look like you and me attain home ownership. So, but the news said. So yes, the news says a lot. We have cousins, aunties, uncles who are watch the news every day. They went and got their real estate license, but they not licensed, and they telling you everything about what the news said. Right? Homes are priced high. Well, that's true. Right now, homes have been priced high for a minute, but that's slowly shifting. So I would say to you to be patient. Low inventory because they're not building like they used to, or it's really nothing out there that's good. Again, that depends on what you want. It depends on what your price point is, and it depends on where you want to go. And lastly, homes they're not staying on the market very long, which is true. So if you do see a home that you like, I would encourage you to jump on it. Make sure you got everything together. You're working with your lender, you got your pre-approval so that you can make a great offer to get that home. But I will share a quick story with you. Even with my real estate savvy, being a licensed realtor, I have looked at, I was so ready to buy that literally I was getting ready to purchase a home that you could turn around and see the whole home. I was just ready to get grounded. I'm like, I'm ready to get in. I can Airbnb it out. It's going to be over here by the Obama Center. But guess what? Once the inspection came back and all that good stuff, it just wasn't for me. And I just learned a valuable lesson in that. Stick to the plan, be patient, don't worry about, what people say and how you do it, and you want to get this and you want to get this beautiful home and you want to turn it over for Airbnb. You really got to stay true to self. You got to think about, is this going to supply your basic needs? And at some point, you got to disregard what the news said. So, most common property types. These are the most common property types. So the first one is a condominium, aka condo. So condos, best way I can put it, short and sweet, it's just like living in an apartment building. But also two condos can also come as attached. They are well, basically they're always attached. They're attached living. You share spaces with your neighbors. They can be in high rises. Typically, most are within the city. You do have some that are out in suburban areas. They can also come in a townhouse form as well and attached. So you share, spaces with your neighbors. And with condominiums, you also have a HOA fee, which is homeowners association fee, also AKA assessments. So condos are great for, if you don't really want to deal with the maintenance of a home, a condo would be great because your assessments help take care of the property for you. That would be a great way. And again, I think we all learned from just being shelter in place for the last couple of years. We want buildings that have all the amenities. So depending on which condominium you choose, you can have parking, healthcare facility, not healthcare facility, you can have a gym room. You can have a grocery store, you can have a cleaners, just depending on your price point, what you want to spend. But it can just be like living in your own community for a condo. Co-op, somewhat similar to a condo, same setup. You have your fees that you pay, your HOA fees for a co-op. But with a co-op, you're buying shares into the building. That is the difference with the co-op. And also, too, with some co-ops, they charge you a fee to become a member of the co-op association. And that fee can range from, I'm going to say, let's say $500 to $5,000. It just depends on the co-op. But again, both of these are shared living spaces. So I always encourage people to think about, do you want to share your space? Do you love playing your music? You know, do you really entertain in your home? You know, think about that, because you have neighbors, and we have to definitely be respectful of our neighbors. So if condominiums, co-ops are good for you. We have single family homes. That's just what it is, a single family home. It's a detached home. Typically in Chicago, the best way I can get you to visualize a single family home is the Chicago staple, our bungalows or a frame home. Single families, they can come with a basement, full basement, unfinished. It could be ranch, Georgian. You can have one level or you can have two levels, just depending again on what your preference is. Um, Front yard, backyard. But with a single family home, it gives you the opportunity to enjoy your space. You can play your music as loud as you want. You can have all your backyard parties and do all the stepping you want. Again, though, we have to respect the community, respect the neighbors, but a single family home, you really get the enjoyment of your property, but also too, you are responsible for the maintenance. You are responsible for the taxes as well. With a condominium, you are also responsible for your taxes, and co-op too. You can't get away from taxes. That's just not going to happen. But those are the enjoyments of a single family home. And then lastly, another Chi-Town, um, that's just who we are with Chi-Town, the multi-units. You got your gray stones, you got your brick, you have a 2 flat, 3 flat, 4 flat, 6 flat. Um, Purchasing a multi-unit definitely gives you an opportunity to make money, because you can rent out the remainder of your units. Or if you and your family want to put all of your monies together, you all can live in a building and make sure that everyone's paying their portion and you're able to pay your mortgage. You're all able to be homeowners and live together. You can definitely do that. With a multi-unit, you can get backyard, front yard, porches. If you're from Chicago, living in communities, you definitely know what a multi-unit, trying to get you to vision it. Um, Inglewood is known for beautiful, beautiful multi-units. Inglewood, and definitely the West Side has gorgeous multi-unit buildings. So let's talk about finding the right home. You want to submit your offer and your contract. First things first, select your real estate agent. Your cousin, your niece who is in real estate school, your nephew who has flipped some properties before. He got a contact. He got he got all the plugs. That's great. Great to get advice from, but select a real estate agent. When you're thinking about a real estate agent, do interviews. You don't have to go with the first agent that you see. Do an interview, make sure their personalities match with you, get an understanding of the brokerage that they work with, but definitely select a real estate agent. And hopefully, you select me to represent you in your homeowner first purchase or second or third. Finding the right home, again, taking your time. Do not rush. Take your time to find the right home, because 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to be there for about 30 years, unless you decide to relocate and sell, or you're just going to purchase another property and rent that one out. But finding the right home is key. Take your time, know what you want to purchase, know what you want. What are your deal breakers? Do you have to have 2 bathrooms? Does it have to be on a tree line block, on a quiet block? Do you have to live in a cul-de-sac? Do you want to go? You just want to move to the suburbs? Think about all of those things when you are finding the right home. And then after you find the right home, you're ready to submit an offer. So again, working with a real estate agent to assist you in submitting an offer. And if the seller finds your offer intriguing, then they will accept it, and then you have a contract. So there are definitely some out-of-pocket costs with home ownership, and one of them is earnest money. So earnest money shows that you are serious about purchasing the home. It could range from 500. It can go up. It just depends on what the seller is asking. The seller's agent and or the buyer's agent will hold the money in an account. So they are not allowed to go in and take your money. The brokerage holds the money. No one is allowed to dip in and put it back. We have very, very strict policies that goes against our ethics. So you do not have to worry about that. And of course, with technology, you can submit your earnest money via electronically using trust funds. I know with Exit Strategy Realty, we have the option to do trust funds, which is electronic. So you can submit it with the hit of your computer and you will get a receipt that you can submit to your real estate agent and attorney showing that you've paid your earnest money, and or you can do a cashier's check that you can get from your bank to show that you have paid the earnest money. Now, with earnest money, you can also lose earnest money, and that's due to failing to meet deadlines. So if you guys have agreed upon deadlines and you have not met them and your attorney has not conveyed them, that's an opportunity that you can lose the earnest money and you will not get your earnest money back. Agreeing to a non-refundable earnest money deposit, your attorney should work with you on that. I'm hoping that no one will ever do that. Waiving contingencies prematurely. I'll talk about that on the next slide. And just failing to do due diligence. Again, in a real estate transaction, attorney is key. So your attorney will make sure that you are doing everything that you're supposed to do and will communicate with your real estate agent as well as the seller's attorney to make sure that everything, all your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed. Failing to understand as is buying. As is as is. If you are looking at it as is property, what you get is what you're buying. Um, the seller is not agreeing to make any kind of modifications. They're not fixing nothing. You're saying that you want this property and you're going to do the work yourself. Well, let me not say you're going to do the work yourself, but you're going to find someone to do the work. You're not asking them to do anything and just voiding a contract without a refund. These are ways that you can lose your earnest money. But if you do your due diligence, work with your attorneys, you should be able to secure your earnest money if you decide not to move forward with the deal, or if the inspection comes back that it's not in your best interest to purchase the property. I can't stress enough, an attorney is a must. Again, your nephew that's getting ready to graduate from law school, he's sitting for the bar. He cannot represent you. He's not a licensed attorney. Your niece, who is brilliant, she helps everyone in the family. No, she cannot help you. And Legal Ease cannot help you. There are so many sites that give out great advice, but we do not encourage you to do that. You need to work with a licensed attorney. An attorney, again, will communicate on your behalf. The attorney will work for you to, if there's any inspection contingencies or just any contingencies that need to be stated in the contract, the attorney will convey those for you and make sure that everyone is understood about what will happen and what won't happen, just real clear. And attorney fees typically can run from $350 to $700. And again, these fees are out of pocket. Your attorney fees are out of pocket. So getting a home inspection. So after you submit your offer has been accepted, you get a home inspection. So I'm gonna say this one more time. Your cousin who hang drywall, your uncle who been fixing everybody's house over 50 years, again, they cannot do a home inspection for you. You need to work with a certified home inspector. Don't be alarmed by the home inspection results. You will get a binder because he or she has combed the property very well. So they're going to give you a booklet that tells you everything that's going on with the property. And I always call it a report card. It's a way for you to make a really informed decision and fully understand what you are purchasing and if this is something that you want to take on. Work with your realtor and your attorney, but basically your attorney, realtor attorney, for the inspection contingency clause to be in a contract. So this says, hey, that tree that's in the back, I love it, but hey, this tree roots is breaking up my foundation. I don't think I want to do that. Or, hey, we moved the stove and we saw some mold, just throwing out different scenarios in there. Home inspections, they run for about 350 to 700. 700 is the high side. But again, it just depends on probably what type of property you're purchasing. But I want you to keep in mind that this is an out-of-pocket fee. So when we're creating that mindset, think about your resources, think about your savings, start saving now for out-of-pocket fees, and utilize programs that will assist you with these fees. And the home inspection is a great negotiation tool. It's a great way to come back and say, I offered you 225, but after this home inspection and this appraisal, I'm thinking maybe we need to go down to 150. Great negotiation tool, but again, work with your attorney to do all the talking for you. You are not the attorney in this situation. You're not the realtor. Let everybody play their position. And again, like I said, it's a great report card. And I talked about appraisals, but you will do an appraisal as well. Work with a licensed appraiser. Everybody needs to be a licensed appraiser, and the appraiser will first and foremost, the lender will send out the appraiser, so you don't have to worry about that. Um, or yeah, the lender will send out the appraisal so that they can appraise the property so you can understand what the property is worth. And you can also do an appraisal yourself, but that would definitely, again, that's an out-of-pocket cost to you. So I just want to make sure that I'm sticking to time because we have a hard out at 7. So we have done the healthy mindset. I've told you how all these things you got to prepare your mind for home ownership. So we talked about property types, your price point. You're going to work with a lender. A lender is going to give you a pre-approval. They're going to look at your credit. You're going to work with debt cleanse because you're working with my turn to own to get your credit straight. So you're going to get a pre-approval letter. So for this exercise, you've done everything you're supposed to do. Your pre-approval, we're going to say is 250. If you just think about which one you want to use your 250 for, is it 250 for a single family? Is it 250 for a multi-unit, 250 for a condominium, or 250 for a co-op? Okay. So
Yes, Miss Hawkins, thank you so much. We do have a quick question for you. So,
sure.
the question is from Miss Maya, which
hmm
says, "Do did you say that a single family home is a townhome?"
A single family home can be classified as a townhome. It can be classified as a townhome, but some condominiums also have townhome style too. I typically see a lot of those more so in the suburbs, but a townhome can classify as a single family home.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. So let's vision. Let's have some fun. I want you to grab your paper, grab your pens, grab your pencils. You can write out your dream home. You can make a sketch of what you want your home to look like. And when I say that, think about, do you want, let's see, just really be very, very detailed. And I'm gonna tell you why I love vision boards, because first things first, what a vision board does is it's getting it out of your head and it's getting it on paper. And I believe there's power in the tongue, and what we manifest, it will happen. And also, too, it will cut down your time on going to see properties that you know you don't even like. So, this is a way to help you. It's a great exercise so that you know what you are shopping for. You know how when you go shopping, you got a list. If you're a couponer, you done cut out your coupons. You know when you go in the store, this is where I'm going. This is the aisle I'm going to. That's just what a vision board does for you. It gets your thoughts out of your head. You're able to organize them. You're able to play with them. You're able to move around. You understand what your deal breakers, what you don't want, what you want, and you're able to see it. So when you're meeting with your realtor, you can really tell them, this is what I want. This is what I've got to spend, and this is how I need for my dream home to look. And vision boards are a great way of goal setting. I have done several of them. I keep them around me, and I am a true testimony that every time I have gone off my vision board, it ain't working for me. So I'm here to tell you, let's vision, let's create these vision boards. So I'm going to give you guys, let's say we're going on 6:44, let's say about 5 minutes, maybe let's say 3 minutes. Although typically in doing vision boards, it's not 3 minutes. It could take a week, it could take a day, it could take 30 days. This isn't a process you should rush. But again, in the interest of time, this is just to get you started. So it's 6:44. We'll come back at 6:47 and give you a time, 3 minutes to create a dream home vision board. And another reason why I call it a dream home vision board is because we love to say everybody wants the American dream. So this is your chance to touch your American dream as close as you can and put it on paper. So I'll stop talking, and well, it just turned to 6:45. I'll get you to 6:48. So take your 3 minutes and create your vision boards. Okay, so we are back. So I would like to know if someone would like to share their dream home vision board. And if not, no pressure. If you don't want to put your vision board in the camera, we understand. But if anyone would just like to share what they put down or what they vision for themselves. Okay, going once, going twice. Okay,
I'll go.
okay,
3 bedrooms, four bedroom would be a bonus because I want an office area. 2.5 bath, hardwood floors, nice kitchen with an island, nice living room, dining room, a finished basement for family entertainment, laundry room. Have to have a laundry room. um, Nice big backyard because I have a 2-year-old grandson and I want him to run around and play for a change in the backyard. And I want a deck and enough space where I could put a fire pit back there as well. Oh, and a garage.
okay. Okay. So you really took advantage of your 3 minutes. I like that. So is this Miss Carmen, is this a single family, a multi-unit
Yes.
condo, single
Yeah,
family?
single family.
Okay. Single family? Okay,
Yeah.
nice. So what I would like for you to do is definitely let's connect. Uh, and I would love to do a consultation with you so we can complete your vision board, get it down and add pictures and also put it in a frame. So yeah, yeah. And I encourage everybody on the call, to really go back and think about what you want, get pictures, just really spend time and craft your vision and put it in a frame and put it where you can see it every single day because vision boards serve for great inspiration. I'll never forget, I was in Sip and Savor and this guy, he was like, "Oh my God, I heard about grown women having vision board parties. What a bunch of grown women doing, hanging around, cutting out pictures and putting them. That's a waste of time." And I want to tell you, it is not a waste of time. It's definitely not a waste of time at all. Home ownership, the track to home ownership, you have to have motivation. You have to encourage yourself. And you have to be patient and you have to truly, truly, truly know what you want so that you do not have buyer's remorse. So, really, really take advantage of the opportunity to create your dream home vision board. I'm going to share my information at the end, and I do not mind assisting anyone with creating a dream home vision board because I can't tell you how much motivation it is to be able to create a vision board and see it come to fruition and put the keys into your home. It's the best feeling that you would ever feel. So, what can I do now? What can you do starting right now? Take advantage of my turn to own, take advantage of all of the resources that they give you so that you can get on the right track to home ownership. Create you a financial plan. I talked about resources. Take advantage of debt cleanse. If you know there are some things on your credit that you need to take advantage of, do that. If you know you need to start thinking from a homeowner's mindset, meaning that Louis bag or that Gucci belt or them Yeezys or whatever it is, your 16 subscriptions, start thinking about how to scale back, work with a financial management planner to start thinking of those things because lenders are going to definitely look at your spending habits and they're going to want to know if we put you in this home, are you going to buy this home or are you going to take that trip to Cabo? Like, where we at with this? Are you going to lose it to taxes? Are you going to pay your mortgage? Are we going to have to come back and redeem the property, which is what they don't want? So again, take advantage of your resources and really start thinking about things that you can do starting like as soon as we get off this call to get you on the right track to home ownership. Create you a home ownership strategy. Again, take advantage of my turn to own. Surround yourself with people who have like minded thoughts, such as yourself. Hang out with homeowners. drive through the neighborhood that you want to live in, get a feel for it, create you a home ownership strategy. And again, that ties to your finances, it ties to your mindset, and it ties to fully knowing what you want and knowing your purchasing power. Research lenders, research programs, look into city programs. The city of Chicago has so many programs and so many grants that you can take advantage of to really see yourself in the home of your dreams, and give yourself a timeline in your home ownership strategy. Be patient and be realistic. Be very realistic and very patient with this process. Create your dream home vision board, and patience, patience, patience. And like I said, I am definitely interested in doing consultations, helping you create your dream home vision board, talking to you about, as a realtor, why you should work with me to purchase your home. What resources do I have? How can I assist you so that we can get you on the right track to home ownership? Yes, it's great to close a deal. That's phenomenal, but that's not what I'm about. I'm about making sure that you are well informed, you got the right mindset, because we want you to keep the property. And not only that, I want you to be able to go buy 2 and 3 properties. Like I said, my grandparents, my grandmother, and my granddad, if it were not for them being savvy investors and purchasing property, I don't know where my family and I would be. Those properties have sustained generations of my family, and I am a true testimony to the power of home ownership and the importance of it. And I just want to share that information with everyone. And like I said, I'm a broker with Exit Strategy Realty. We have 2 locations, 2235 West North Avenue and 7300 South Cottage Grove. We have the best technology resources ever. And I have access to all of that. And not only that, I am amongst some true heavy hitters in the real estate industry. I lean to for information. So working with me, I have the resources, I have the knowledge, I have the tools, and I have all of the resources and tools. And just definitely, like I said, it's about getting you mentally prepared so that you can purchase not only one, but a couple of properties. So working with me, you get all of that. You get a dream home vision board session. And again, we're going to make sure that we get you to that closing table, to the property that you want. And that's what we do at Extra Strategy Realty. And here's my contact information. Again, Kenya S. Hawkins, Exit Strategy Realty. You can text, you can use this number to text, and you will get my mobile business card. Again, 2 locations. If you're on the south side, 7300 South Cottage Grove Avenue. And if you're up north, 2235 West North Avenue. But I'm not opposed to going out and meeting you at a sip and save or a cafe or doing something virtual. So I am the queen of real estate visioning, and I want to help you vision a home for yourself and get your mind right so that we can get you on the right track to home ownership. And we have, let's see, oh, well, it's 6:58, but I would love to do some questions for at least 2 minutes if you have any questions. And thank
Wow,
you,
thank
Miss
you.
Tracy Gibson Jackson. Thank you.
Yes, and thank you, Miss Hawkins. You always come on and give us so much great information in such a
Thank
short
you.
amount of time, so it's just amazing that you come on and do what you do, especially with the envisioning. Now, one thing that we really pride ourselves on here at My Turn to Own is working on the mindset of people, the person of in a whole, as a whole, and not
Yes,
just, hey, here's your keys, step into your home, but actually getting yourself mentally, physically, financially prepared for this journey.
yes,
So thank you. We really appreciate you coming on.
no
We
problem.
really do. It's always a pleasure.
So we can locate programs that can possibly assist you with down payment and closing costs. As a realtor, I can definitely look into that, but I'm sure My Tone to Own has resources that can assist you with that as well. But real quickly, I just have to thank My Turn to Own. Thank you guys so much. I come on every 3rd Wednesday, and I have to thank my homegirl, my High Park native, Sister Africa, for putting me on to My Turn to Own and just the My Turn On team. I am so grateful for every opportunity that you guys have presented me with.
Yes, we're grateful to have you. You really are a special person. We're so happy that you'll be on with us every month, every third Wednesday. So welcome to the family.
Thank you.
Yes. And last but not least, I do want to do a couple of shout outs to people that are on this call with us. Miss Stephanie Holmes, welcome to the family. She just got in with us and she wasted no time with going through the process. And now she is talking to our lenders. So we're just so happy that you're here. Miss Tracy Gibson Jackson, always a pleasure you being on the call with us. Miss Teresa Phillips, Miss Maya, thank you so much for being here. Mr. Lee, we have Miss Karen here. Thank you so much for being here. And all of our My Turn to Own people, we appreciate you so much. Until next time, everybody have a great night and enjoy your Wealthy Wednesday.
Good night.